which is brand new. Are we going right to the tiger's eye?
Oh, yes.
Jay, you must have been working really, really hard to get the amount of tiger's eye that is in the necklace, the bracelet, and the earrings. And just to see that cat eye effect, that chatoyancy, is out of this world.
Well, you know, and then, not all tiger's eye is created equal, okay? Right. And it actually took us, this material I bought last February, just so you know. I bought this material last February. Sometimes when you buy the material, that's the easiest part of what we do. Transporting it turns into another, a lot of times, because what happens with us is, you just can't take, you can't just take a certain thing and just ship that. I mean, if you air freight it, it'll cost you a fortune. And a lot of times, especially like this tiger's eye, this comes out of Namibia. I mean, literally, they would have to mail you daylight. It is in the middle of nowhere. You can see how they transport it. So what they have to do, they transport it in these little small teeny trucks that they have in 55-gallon drums, and they take it to the port. But they don't have a truck big enough to take everything at one time. So what they do is, over like a 3 or 4 month period, they finally get all the barrels to the port. Then you have to go through the process of getting a container. You get the container, you load the container. Once you get a container, then it goes on the ship, and then the ship goes to where we want it, our lapidary shops, or and that's another thing, because when it gets into port, that's just the start of another nightmare, because then you have to unload it. Number one, you have to get it through customs, and number two, then you have to unload it, and then you have to transport it again.
Wow.
So, the life of any of these materials is quite interesting. And, a lot of times for us, light speed is getting from the field to the warehouse is 6 months.
Really?
In most cases, it can be up to a year, 2 years to get something from the field actually to the lapidary.
Wow, so you're working
warehouse.
So far ahead now.
You have to. You have to. I mean, does that mean you could air freight it?
Right.
But then it would probably cost you 15 times what you have in the rough material, right? Because it costs a lot to do that.
Right. And I can imagine the amount of rough on this necklace. I mean, we're to look at the length on this necklace.
But look at the quality of this.
36 inches in the length.
So 3 feet.
And look at the amber. The amber is brand new this evening. And I'm just beside myself. Amber is another stone that I love. I mean, no two will ever be alike. These are genuine gemstones. Look at the beauty. Jay, I love that you guys chose to do the checkerboard faceting, because I think it really amplifies or almost makes the cat eye effect that much more intense.
Well, Mother Nature gave tiger's eye that very special chatoyancy, right? So that's Mother Nature's way of giving it bling. And then we took the bling that she gave us, and then we did our bling. So we faceted everything, so you got bling on bling here. Look at this. And here again, not all tiger's eye is the same. It's just like diamonds, just like anything, just like turquoise. Comes in all kinds of different sizes, comes in all different kinds of grades. The interesting thing about tiger's eye is this. You do find it in different locations. It's even in Australia, but the quality is not good enough. The Namibian tiger's eye is really what everybody uses, right? Because it's the material that has the most chatoyancy, that really has that cat's eye effect. What's really strange with this is when I first started in the 70s, and we used to get this material, if you would have come into my shop, you would have freaked out, right? Because you would see Buddhas, elephants, huge bookends. We used to do a lot of bookends, a lot of ashtrays, great big ashtrays. In tiger's eye, what we would do is we'd go to Namibia and we would buy all this stuff. You weren't allowed to take the rough out of Namibia, the tiger's eye rough. So the government mandate was you had to take it out in a finished product. And the reason for that is because they want to employ Namibians making stuff.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
So you were forced to buy. So what did you do? You went and bought the biggest, ugliest piece of whatever you could, and I used to tell them, make it into statues, right? Blobs, and they would, and they were wanting to, do all kinds of things, but I said, no, just make me a big blob. I mean, and we take it out. We'd say it was a lamp, right, or something like that. It's going to be a lamp, or and then we'd get it back to the shop or bookends. We would go to the market. and it was already cut and polished, so you could kind of see what you had.
Right.
So, and then you would pack all that up. But I can remember people coming into our shop and just freaking out and going, "What are you doing?" And you're sitting there cutting a Buddha up, you know, making it into cabs, you know. And, but now you can legally take the rough out.
Well, that's a good thing, because there's a lot here. So the bracelet, $34.90. Stretch on that, so you don't have to worry about the fit. The earrings are $34.90 as well. The necklace, we have the final 100 left on the necklace.